Welcome to Mainland, your local regional television station. I'm Chrissy Small, and some of the stories coming up in today's news. Peanuts are offered for apples, back to school rules reminder for drivers, Nelson City Council offers to feed cyclists, and more. In news this week that stated that the future of New Zealand's apple industry is looking brighter than ever, with record export returns forecasted for the third year running. However, industry body Pipfruit New Zealand Chief Executive Alan Pollard was quoted as saying a 6.6% loss on last year's earnings was anticipated for the Nelson region due to hail damage late last year, just at the time that apple thinning was happening around the region. Some uninsured apple growers affected by last year's hailstorm that hit inland along from Waimea through to Rewaka will be counting those losses, as peanut offers of 10 cents a kilo have been made by the local cannery for hail-damaged fruit used for canning and juicing. Looking at what that equates to in picked fruit per 420 kilo bins will mean that growers will be getting a mere $42 a bin before paying all overheads, such as nearly half that sum for pickers per bin, then packers, freight and costs of maintenance including ongoing fungicide spraying and pruning, plus thinning hours. With such low prices offered on this year's damaged fruit yet to be picked, the cost to growers weigh in at far more than they will get, unless other apple user businesses in the region step up to help by offering more sustainable and reasonable reimbursement to the growers for these damaged apples for processing, making a potential lose situation into a no-lose one. After all, without the local growers, there would be no local flow-on industry, would there? Nelson City Council is wanting to encourage people to leave their cars at home and join fellow cyclists on the way to work or school for Go By Bike Day, which is taking place next week on Wednesday the 10th of February. Cyclists are invited to join in for a breakfast party at 1903 Square next to the Cathedral Steps between 7:30 and 9 a.m. Nelson Mayor Rachel Reese says that she hopes people make the most of Go By Bike Day and hopes that Nelsonians will get into the spirit of the day and enjoy using pedal power to travel to work or school and take the time to join in with the breakfast party. The party offers a free breakfast of yoghurt, fruit and muesli cups or peanut butter and toast from Pick's Caravan, as well as free Pomeroy's coffee or hot chocolate, as well as live music, activities and giveaways. Nelson is a great place for biking, and Go By Bike Day is a reminder that riding your bike instead of taking the car is a cheap and healthy way of getting about. If you're keen to go, then get on your bike next Wednesday to 1903 Square next to the Cathedral Steps between 7:30 and 9 a.m. Nelson residents may become concerned that the cost of the Southern Link could indirectly be passed on to ratepayers, even though the burden of payment initially will fall on central government through the NZTA. Ratepayers will then have to pick up the ongoing maintenance costs of Rocks Road, whose current status as part of State Highway 6 will change if and once the Southern Link Road becomes a reality. The costs then incurred for any ongoing maintenance on Rocks Road will be fully borne by Nelson City ratepayers. Currently, Rocks Road is maintained by the NZTA, who began strengthening the cliff in April last year. However, once the cliff face was cleared, it was discovered that additional areas needed protection to reduce the risk of rocks falling onto Rocks Road. This has caused the whole project to run over time and over budget, with a projected cost rise now to a total of $2.37 million, up on the original budget of $2.04 million. The New Zealand Transport Agency has now stated that the work should reach completion on February the 19th instead of last year's original date of November 12th. Cliff-hanging abseilers haven't been hanging around for passerby amusement, but have been busy working on the cliff face using cherry pickers to assist, drilling deep into the cliff, putting in new drainage pipes to help remove discovered subsoil water, as well as rod-fastened eco-matting after the placement of extra rock anchors to help support areas of weakened ground. Some areas of the cliff have had a concrete spray over drilled rods and pipes to disperse any water build-up. Work to the road became necessary after the region's December 2011 flood. Rocks Road is seen as an asset to Nelson, with stunning views across to Hawleshire Island and to the bay towards the mountains, so it may seem a favourable choice for many, including MP for Nelson Nick Smith, to remove heavy traffic from this historical road, travelling through to the port of Nelson, no matter what the cost. The summer season has seen many visitors coming into our region, and as always among them are the young freedom campers, more often than not from European countries, with some here to get some seasonal work while on their OE. Fortunately for this year's freedom campers, Nelson City Council haven't yet issued any infringement notices at all. This could be a good sign for our environment if these notices are delivered only for fouling or damaging the environment or parking in such ways as to block entrances. Nelson has provided well for freedom campers, it seems, and this could be why allowing them to stay throughout central Nelson for certified self-contained campers, excluding residential areas or in public parks or reserves, has become a problem-free zone. However, in Tasman, things are not quite so well set up, it seems, according to the locals, particularly in Golden Bay, where the large coastal region attracts many overnight stays by ill-equipped vehicles. Late last year, 2 Golden Bay businessmen decided to do something about the situation, and I caught up with one of them by phone this week to discuss their reasons to step outside of their businesses to try and solve some of the freedom camping issues in the area. I was speaking with Terry Knight, he's of course Snapdragon in Golden Bay. Terry, you and Wayne Green from the Wholemeal Cafe, you got a bit proactive after some complaints were made about freedom camping.
Yeah.
What were those complaints?
A lot of couch critics really that are happily criticising. So we thought, well, actually, we're not here to criticise. Let's actually, do something about this. And the first thing is, let's actually solve the problem of the droppings and stuff down at the various spots that they go into. So we chose a couple of prime spots and put 2 toilets in each one. And Wayne put 2 in and I put 2 in, and we covered that cost from our businesses and see it as the one small thing that we can do. And in fact, if 10 businesses did that around the region, we could have a lot of problems solved. But we were prompted to do it because we had one, listening to all the whinging about it and the complaining, but the reality is that freedom camping is almost a rite of passage for most Kiwis, and we often forget that we were all young once and we all went out and camped, and we were relatively sensitive to the environment when we were camping out, and now it's almost like you're a fugitive the moment that you start to camp out in freedom camp. So we're sort of trying to change that the way of looking at our freedom campers and look at how can we contain them, how can we make it into a far more better experience for them and us, and generally just sort of try to look after our environment a bit in the best way we can, which is pick up shit.
Right. So Portaloos, great idea. Now also Terry, as you say, you're talking about local freedom campers, so Kiwis, but there must be a certain amount of tourists that you're getting through from Europe?
Look, most of these people are young, not very well off Europeans, tourists.
Yeah.
Only a few really do cause a problem, and they're trying very hard. I mean, I've talked to a couple of them, and they talk about how they try not to wash dishes, with detergents in the rivers. They try not to crap on the ground. They actually really try hard to be as sensitive as they can, but just sometimes those facilities just aren't there. Sure. And there's one camp on the way into town here which would have had 30 cars out there, 30 tents and vans outside it last night when I came through. And it's just, you go to a campground and one person with a little tent is $39. You want to go in there with your camper van, and the minimal you're going to pay is $89, close to $100 to park your van there for the night. So,
right.
It's pretty inhibiting.
It is, especially, as you say, young freedom campers, and they are very restricted financially. I guess we don't want to see the demise of all our camps, though, going under, do we?
Well, the campgrounds need to sort of create a different tier. We don't want to encroach on their business, definitely not. But they also have to start, looking a little bit harder at absorbing the problem. And the problem in Golden Bay is we get such an influx that, in fact, the campgrounds can't cope with it. And, right now, today, they'd probably cope with it, but I guess that actually if every freedom camper in the region went to a campground now, they'd have trouble.
That's right.
They are. There's, the season is very short, sharp, and it's very full on. And a town like Tarkika or Golden Bay itself goes from 5,000 to 6,000 up to 35,000, and that's a hell of a whack, to absorb in a little town. It's great for business.
Right. Yeah.
And we all complain about the queues at the supermarket, but all in all, it just goes with the ground. And unless we actually start really being a little more proactive and looking at this issue with a little, with solutions in mind, it's just going to get worse, and people are going to complain. And already we're having incidents where we had a friend's daughter come over. Her dad had loaned her his van. She went for a trip with her new boyfriend she brought back from meet him, and they got boulders thrown through their van window. They got, the van doors were kicked in. And this is the problem. The attitude needs to be sort of changed. It's just not a nice attitude, and it's not doing good things for our region.
No.
It's, leaving a very bad taste in some people. And they don't need to do that. And, truly, these would have been, one of the most sensitive camping couples that you could have had. They had a little portaloo with them. They were, looking after things. And they just parked their car for half an hour and came back, and there was boulders through the front window, the side windows were smashed, and doors were kicked in. And that was really bad. For a couple of Kiwis just trying to have a little bit of a couple of days in Golden Bay camping out. And like I say, it's one of our rite of passage as Kiwis.
Yeah.
And
doesn't seem to.
I love taking my kids camping.
Yeah. That's right. Gone are the days when you used to be able to dig a hole in the ground and shove a 44-gallon drum over it or whatever, and call it a long drop.
Well, a long drop is great if it's not close to a river, but some simple change, or simple facility for landowners to be able to do that could be a way of absorbing it. And like I say, it becomes a very seasonal. People can apply for a seasonal campground, which will actually open up, a little bit of income for some people. There's a lot of people here with lifestyle blocks and a couple of acres at the front, and they could easily, cater for a couple of vans on there with a portaloo for the month.
We're looking at councils again here. Is
Is
TDC doing enough for freedom campers in Golden Bay?
Oh, TDC's got their head in the ground over it. They're completely trying to pretend it doesn't exist, because the problem goes away in 3 months, and so they can, debate it for a short time, then they can brush it aside, so nothing actually happens. And, there's apathy all over the place for this problem, and it's just, like I say, there's more of these camper vans on the road than ever now, and it's almost something that we need to look at. How can we cater for them? How can we capitalise on them? And how can we actually make it into some form of business out of it?
Sure.
They still come and buy, booze in the shop. They still buy groceries. They still buy fuel. They still go shopping. It's just, people take a bit of exception that they want a freedom camp, and there's a certain element of freedom about it, and that's the thing. It's, you're playing once again with people's freedom, and that's, getting less and less as we go through life now.
This week, people would have noticed that traffic has been slowed in the mornings through to an increase of vehicles travelling back to the region's schools now that the school holidays have drawn to an end. So we thought we would remind drivers out there about the rules around school buses and the need to watch your speed.
It's been very interesting, to say the very least. We've been to a number of spots today. We first went to Main Road in Stoke, then we went to Mainland Road, Muratai Street, and now we've come here to Lower Queen Street. And virtually, I think everybody that's been pulled over for exceeding that 20k speed limit past the school bus hasn't actually known that the speed limit was 20k. Now that's pretty scary. So that probably 90% or more of the vehicles passing this school bus with school bus signs on, hazard lights going, have exceeded that 20k limit by quite substantial amount in terms of percentage. They've still been under maybe the 50k limit for the road, but they've exceeded that 20k limit, and it must be at least 90%. And I'm a school bus driver, that's my job, and I also am a school bus driver that involves a lot of open road highway stopping and starting. And those vehicles are really scary because a lot of them don't even bother to slow down from their 100k limit. So it only takes a little kiddie to mistakenly duck out from the bus stop, and at 100k it's all over, unfortunately. So they really need to at least make an effort to slow down on the open road, at least make an effort. Well, I heard of an instance just a day or two ago where one of our buses had stopped on the open road to pick up some children, and there were 3 cars behind, and 2 of the cars slowed down, but the 3rd car decided that he was going to maintain his 100k, and he actually overtook the 2 cars that were slowing down while passing a school bus. Now that's really scary, really scary.
After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Nelson Tire Center. Great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer. All types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan, and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Well, the way Freeview is set up is that people should try and receive UHF Freeview first. Satellite should really only be a fallback option if you live in a country or out in the country, or you live in an area that's maybe shielded from the transmitter. If you go terrestrial, you've got the advantage that you get the mainland channels as well. So that's plus, there's an extra 8 channels there, plus 2 radio channels. So.
If you need help tuning into the digital TV channels, please give us a call. Nelson TV and Video Services, 41 Halifax Street, Millers Acre Car Park.
.1 The Shed.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that fat old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour.
We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time.
Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546 4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.
Victory 60 Plus is on Tuesdays at 1:30 through to 3:30pm at 238 Upper Vanguard Street. You can join in for cards, games and a cuppa. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events coming up from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Hi, I'm Paul Mainland and you're watching Ego TV, or something along those lines.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables and much, much more.
JCar, 120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
World War I was a defining period in our history, impacting greatly on the lives of people from the Nelson province. Memories of the First World War is an exhibition which will be displayed in a number of regional venues and is currently on at the Nelson Provincial Museum.
Welcome me hearties to Smuggler's Pub and Cafe, famous for hearty meals, craft ales and a friendly service way. Sensational seasonal menus with meals all day and evening too, or sail in for a snack with special menus for young smugglers and you. Settle in for a jolly old time, relax and enjoy our award-winning dining and lovely fine wine. Decked out in an old worldly way, we're open 7 days. Book or come on in to 8 Muritai Street, not far from a beach, walk or swim. Phone 5464084.
I'm Larry London from VOA Music Mix, bringing you news on the hour from around the world, plus music 24/7, from the latest hits to those classic favorites to jazz on Saturday mornings, plus much, much more. You can contact us by Googling Mainland TV or follow us on Facebook. Cheers from the team at Mainland Radio 1 and VOA Music Mix.
From Cresswell's on Market Street, we've fitted footwear for all seasons, all reasons. For summer times in the sounds, for solid support on the sidelines, for social events around town, for good times round the grapevines. That's why at Cresswell's we believe in fitting footwear correctly, so you get the best out of quality shoes and sandals and can then get the best out of life.
Cresswell Special Service, it's unique, helping keep Marlborough on its feet for over 60 years.
Christchurch's top 10 holiday park, situated on 5 hectares of beautiful park-like settings. Only 5 kilometres from Christchurch town centre. 10 minutes from Christchurch International Airport and minutes away from Northlands Mall and all its facilities, including a 24-hour supermarket. And just across the road is a great variety of restaurants to choose from. Christchurch Top 10 Holiday Park has been a family-owned business for over 40 years and a proud member of the Top 10 Holiday Park Group, New Zealand's premier holiday parks chain. Our Top 10 Holiday Park is world-renowned as a family park and provides a wide range of facilities such as a heated swimming pool, bike hire, free barbecues, a jumping pillow, trampolines, a family games and TV room, and wireless internet. Accommodation options cater for a wide variety to suit all needs, from tent and camper van sites to family, luxury and corporate motels. And to make life easy for wary travellers, we even have a drive-through camper van check-in. At our Top 10 Holiday Park, we even provide housing solutions for earthquake-damaged houses and help with insurance approval. Come visit the Christchurch Top 10 Holiday Park, one of New Zealand's premier holiday parks, and experience all that Canterbury and Christchurch have to offer, right on our doorstep. Christchurch's amazing Top 10 Holiday Park. Top experience, always.
Meadow Park, located on Cranford Street near the main North Road, Christchurch.